Rico.toro, La Familia, diamond importer exporter, former elected official, social club president, Newark, New Jersey. So, had a little police incident recently. Stay tuned. You have to wait for that one. So, incidents and situations. So, first, let me shout out Puerto Plata. Other night in Karlex, Pitt, musician. She's traveled around a little bit, based out of Puerto Plata. So this past Friday, we were in Puerto Plata. I was there with a few cool people, a few of the usual Puerto Plata suspects. Rolled down there with TMI Santiago. Shout out to him. He got his channel back after a little bit of YouTube community interference. So, yeah, my DMV brother Cortez hosted a party at the roof, which is for the rooftop. So yeah, the roof is right on the Malecone. It was a 90s theme party, so like 90s music and some DJ and then some songs performed by Karlex Pitt. So shout out, much love to them. Hit that like, hit that thumbs up. Yeah, let's get right into it. So, yeah, man. So incidents and situations. So, start with a little simple situation that's kind of entertaining to me. So, one of my friends, he dabbles in the online markets like I do a little bit. And, we're sitting at dinner one night and, he's going back and forth with this young lady. And, one of the first things we determine is where they live. It's very important in this case. So, she told him early on in the transcript where she lives. So he's going back and forth with her, and she's talking like she needs 2,000 pesos, so $35 for transit. And he's like, oh no, absolutely, hell no. No, you don't. The Wawa, the Carrito, that's the public transportation, in case you don't know. It's like carpooling, basically, for those that never been to the Dominican Republic. So, yeah, so you're really talking like, even throwing a couple of Wawas and a couple of Moto Conchos, and you may be talking 200, 300 pesos tops for transit from where she was coming from. So he's like, no, it don't cost that much to come from Puerto Plata. And he's going back and forth with her. She's like, no, yeah, it really does. And so eventually he just ghosts her, blows her off. Well, the next day, he goes back to the original part of the transcript, and it says she's from San Cristobal, which is down there like past Santo Domingo. So, like 5 hours away, we'll just say. And so it's a long bus ride. So probably a Wawa or two to the Santo Domingo Caribe tour station or metro station, and then a bus ride up. So he kind of laughed it off, apologized, but nevertheless was like, I'm not going to see you. I'm not going to invite you up because I'm still not giving you that kind of transit. And you're just too far. It's not going to be an ongoing situation. So no need to waste my time or yours. And the reality is, I don't know exactly what the bus ticket fares are right now, but last I recall, San Domingo was maybe 400 pesos, 350 to 400 pesos. So we'll say $8, just ballpark. And versus the plus you throw on even a Wawa, 100 peso or two more. So versus the $34 is quite a stretch. So whether she's legit or not, point is, don't send money for transit like that. To anyone you haven't met in person, if you haven't met them in person yet, it's not worth it. It's not worth sending money for transit. Because if she's not legit, she could just be hitting all kinds of dudes up and just collecting so-called transit money, but never actually taking the transit anywhere or seeing anybody. You know, it's a lot easier hustle to just take something for nothing than to get on the bus and come up here to get the hustle, especially if they're not familiar with up here. So there's a little lesson learned there. So my little situation the other night, you know, while I'm in Puerto Plata, one of my Puerto Plata barrio princesses, it's been on the bench for like 3 months, but yeah, she's hitting me up. So I decided maybe I'm gonna I've been resting a while, so I was like, maybe I'm gonna take her off the bench. So we meet up when I get back to the zoo, and we're out there. She comes in Merengue, from the Wawa to Merengue. So, I'm like, all right, let's go. You know, walk with me. You know, we're not gonna be holding hands or nothing, but walk with me, follow me. Follow me to the corner to catch the motos that I'm familiar with. You know, follow me. Well, she insists on catching some other moto, and right away I'm telling her, you're stupid. You know, you're stupid. Estúpida. Mira, porque sígame, yo vivo aquí, tú no vives aquí, sígame, yo lo sé, you know, confiar en mí. So, basically trust me. I live here, you don't live here. And we didn't know this was going to be such a big factor in this. So they sort of creep behind me, her and the moto, as I get to the corner to catch one I'm familiar with. And I basically tell them, I'm like, bro, just go. Just go. Either they follow or they don't follow. At this point, she didn't know where the new apartment was. So I'm telling him, just go. Either they follow, they keep up, or they don't. I don't even give a damn at this point. So we get to my apartment, and there's no one in sight. And I come inside, and my phone's blowing up. Phone is blowing up, and she's like, Rico, policia, they got me, come get me. And I said, absolutely not. I can't help you. And because I don't want to get involved with that stuff. So next thing she's like, well, they'll bring me to you. And I'm like, I'm not having them come to my front door. They don't need to know where I live because, International Diamond Importer Exporter. So, and Social Club president before. So anyway, she, I say, all right, have him take you to this restaurant and drop you off, which is nearby. So I wait a minute and I walk out and, she walks up and they basically from a distance release her into my custody. So it's about all I'm going to say about that. I'm not going to get into the details, but, anyways, whether, maybe I helped one of them and his wife have a nice dinner, but that's about it. Nothing crazy. So, and then, like usual, comes in. We have a great time. she's my kryptonite. That's why she keeps getting, you know, she has a shitty attitude, so she keeps getting benched. But she's my kryptonite because she puts it on me right every time. You know, she knows what I like, how I like it. You know, she's game for anything sexual that, you know, we can do. So, it comes time for her to go. And, you know, we square things up. And she's got a little attitude. And, you know, I'm just like, you know, I had called. I'm like, you got to get out of here. Just go. You got to get out of here. Well, I had called the moto that dropped me off to come get her. And it's really hard, especially, it's not always easy in the daytime, but it's really hard, especially at night, to just walk out and easily find a moto near where I live now. So, you know, she's being an asshole, so me being, you know, I went tit for tat on this case. Not proud of it. But, so, the moto calls me to confirm or whatever. And, because he hasn't been here much. And I cancel him. So, I get her out of the front gate. And she's like, no moto. I said, walk. Go find your own. And, you know, we had some choice words. You know, I was kind of the loud, obnoxious kind of one that night. But you got to do that sometimes, you know, just to, you know, I wasn't mad, but, you know, I'm going to talk shit sometimes just to let them know, you know, I'm not the one. You know, no me joda. Or no soy el indicado. No soy el indicado. I'm not the one, don't fuck with me. And so, next thing you know, she gets about 50 yards away, probably. It starts pouring raining. There's not a lot of places to duck for shelter. And I just started laughing. I'm like talking, yelling down the street, talking more shit. Because it's fun. It amuses me. You know, talking shit in Spanish. You know, and so I felt like, okay, we're even now. You know, that's that sort of like, you know, if she, that probably that 3 or 4 minutes that if she wouldn't have stood there like wanting to argue with me instead of leave, she probably would have got to where she needed to go and been dry. Subscribe if you hadn't already done so. Rico.t.toro. Yeah.